If money keeps you up at night, if you're constantly checking your bank balance, overthinking every expense, feeling like you're one wrong move away from everything collapsing, this video is exactly for you. We're going to rewire you. I used to lie awake at night with exactly the same pressure on my chest, sweating in the middle of the night, but I realized that anxiety wasn't the enemy. It was actually a signal, a sign I was living out of alignment with who I needed to become. Now, I've built a business that makes 7 figures in net profit year after year, and I've helped many others do the same in the most saturated and competitive industries out there. The stuff that I'm about to share with you works. And today I'm going to share the 7 core lessons that help me break the cycle of fear and stop operating from just a sense of survival and allow me to build lasting wealth on my terms. First lesson, the amount of money that you make is the least interesting thing about you. The reason why so many entrepreneurs get stressed out about money is because their entire self-worth is based on how much they are worth. They don't look at other important measures of life and how they have a relationship with themselves and solely focus on how much money is in their bank account, what car they drive, how big their house is, what type of Rolex or Audemars Piguet they have. All of these things are fine, but whenever you base your entire self-worth on posturing and trying to look better than somebody else, you forget about the most important person in your life, and that is you. Because here's the truth. Whenever people see you in a car, in a house, with a Rolex, they don't actually look at you. They look at the Rolex and they think to themselves, what would it be like to wear that? What would it be like to drive that car in front of all the people that doubted me? What would it be like to get the reactions of other people? And it's a paradox because the people that are actually looking at the materialistic signs of wealth are actually thinking, what would it be like inside my own life to show that to others? And the people looking at them don't care either because they're thinking about what it would look like for their life. So the next time that you buy a car, buy a watch, buy a materialistic item, thinking that it's going to impress other people, they don't care about you. They're looking at the item and thinking, what would it be like for me to wear that? And the people that are looking at them are thinking exactly the same thing. You need other measures of wealth outside of money. The biggest and most important is the relationship with yourself. How you talk to yourself, how you treat yourself, how you dress, how you train, how you eat, how you sleep. Your self-care is crucial. That is the relationship with yourself. I would far rather have a deeper, meaningful relationship with myself than have a shallow, hatred-based relationship but have millions in the bank, right? Because as the saying goes, if you can't be happy with a coffee, you'll never be happy with a yacht. So here's the truth. You need to look at the other metrics outside of money, starting with yourself, starting with your family, starting with your health, starting with your mission, your purpose, how you treat other people. What are the currencies that you have? The big currencies in my life are number 1, the relationship that I have with myself. Number 2, the relationship I have with my family and the people that matter. And 3, how I treat other people, how I show up. Yes, sometimes I can have a temper, sometimes I can be nice, but I don't expect to be perfect all of the time. It's generally how I approach people in general. My aura, my sense of leaving people with a feeling of increase and inspiration after I experience them or meet them for the first time, that's what I want to be measured by, not how much money I have in the bank. Number 2, choose your mission over metrics. Think about why you got into what you do. What was the main reason? And it was typically to help people. Think about the time when somebody came to you and said, you've changed my life. You've changed how I look at things. You've really helped me in so many different ways. Sometimes entrepreneurs lose track of the very reason why they started because they get caught up looking at Instagram images of gurus, celebrities, and people that are just parading success, cars, fashion items, luxury life. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with looking at that, but whenever that's all that you see and you end up feeling so far away from that, disconnected from that, and that you're not worthy because you don't have a Ferrari, you don't have a Lamborghini, you don't have a Patek Philippe watch, whatever it is, or you don't have 100 million in the bank like Alex Hormozy, then you begin to feel like you're not good enough. And when you're constantly exposed to all of these signs of wealth, you have to ask yourself, what am I not seeing? Because most of the people that have built insane wealth have done it, 1, out of luck because they were maybe the first person into an industry, or 2, they decided to go all in on something that just caught on out of pure coincidence. Yes, there's business strategy behind it, but I remember one time I spoke with a billionaire and I asked him what was the one piece of advice that he could give me. And he said, get lucky, but be prepared to meet luck. So understand that timing plays a big role in business success. The number one thing that you can do is just double down on your skill sets so that you can meet luck and dial it in whenever you see it. So here's the truth. Whenever you start focusing on following size, revenue, and net worth, you lose track of mission. And mission is the thing that will get you through the highs, get you through the lows. When you're constantly chasing the next big turnover target, the next big profit number, the next big following number, the amount of likes that you get on your social media post, you desensitize every single time, and you need a bigger hit the next time and the next time and the next time and the next time to actually feel worthy. But the reality is none of that should matter. What matters is, are you on mission? Do you have a mission that's bigger than yourself? And a mission that is bigger than yourself is one that serves humanity, but also equally serves you. But the service to humanity is the thing that creates the challenge, the people telling you that you've changed their life, creates the excitement, creates the joy, creates the support that makes it all worthwhile. And also ensuring that you've got a great mechanism, i.e. business skills, to turn that service into cash so that you can go deeper into your mission, play a bigger game, and build a legacy. That is a never-ending, infinite game that is so exciting to play rather than just aiming for the next mill. That gets boring and unfulfilling over time. The real purpose of money is to actually live more fully rather than be caught in the trap of going, how about my next million? I've been in rooms where somebody making 5 million is worried about the guy making 7 million. Somebody in the room making 7 million is worried about the guy making 8.5 million. And it never ends. The relationship with yourself, those other metrics I talked about in point one, and having a deep-rooted mission are the things that are going to keep you fulfilled. Money isn't going to do that. Number three, money follows value. So instead of saying, how do I make an extra 100 grand this year? Ask yourself, how can I create 100K of value this year? What products do I need to create? How can I get results faster? How can I justify putting my prices up? Or how can I hire someone to get me out of the weeds so that I can double down in the areas that are my strengths that actually grow the business? In fact, dialing in the key areas that you are strong at is one of the best things that you can do, because you know where to focus your time. Not all opportunities, not all tasks, not all activities in business are equal. So getting clear on your priorities is absolutely essential. So instead of asking, how do I make more money? Ask, how can I create more value? And that will open you up to a web of different options that you need to consider to actually put yourself in the best position to cash in. Number four, stack a war chest. Save a proportion of your profits every single month and keep it as rainy day money. Whenever your business goes backwards or has a downturn or a challenging season, which it will, you have that war chest to get you through. That war chest will pay for advertising, that war chest will pay for team members, and that war chest will create a buffer that makes you feel safe. If you don't feel safe because you're on super thin margins with no war chest, you will make highly emotional decisions out of fear. And any decision that you make out of fear will blow up in your face at some point because it hasn't been thought out objectively. The best decisions are one where you acknowledge the upside, acknowledge the downside, acknowledge the risks, and take it on, rather than just making a knee-jerk reaction because you're scared. Those are the worst decisions that you'll make in your life. So build a war chest. How much of a war chest? Generally speaking, that depends on your risk appetite. I personally love anything from 6 months to 12 months is more than ideal, outside the main operational cash of the business. That means that you can literally run the business for 6 to 12 months without making a single penny. That is what you call levels. That is how you master the game and stay calm while everyone else freaks out. Number five, don't chase passive revenue at the expense of your main asset. Your business, your skill set, you the founder, your team are your number one creator of wealth. So many entrepreneurs end up wasting capital by buying property or putting it in stocks and shares or investment schemes outside their area of expertise, and they end up worrying about the money, which pulls them away from focusing on their business. They end up losing money because they didn't fully understand it, and they fall into this myth of creating multiple streams of revenue. Focus on building your main stream of revenue by going all in on you, your business, your team, your advertising, and get it to a level of profitability and a level of freedom that you can then go, I have got surplus time and surplus money to now play the investment game. Don't do that when you're trying to build, because you're depleting your business of valuable reserves and it will stress you out. Number 6, don't spend money to impress other people. No one cares. Buying a car, buying a house in a particular area, buying a watch, buying a designer good, or whatever it is that you buy is a complete waste of cash if you're solely buying it to impress other people. The only reason why you buy those things is if 1, you really want it, 2, you're really interested in it, and 3, you can really look back at it as an achievement and a reminder of how hard to work. That's the reason why I buy watches. That's the reason why I buy a Ferrari. That's the reason why I spend money on my home, is because it's for me. I do not buy stuff to impress other people. This is going to be the fastest eroder of wealth, especially if you're single and you're trying to impress the opposite sex. Or if you're trying to compete with the Joneses and you're trying to say, well, we do better than them. Complete waste of time, depletion of energy, focus away from the business. You're eroding cash. You may as well just burn it, because nobody cares. Remember what I said at the very first point. Anytime that you see a red Ferrari or a sports car, you never look at the driver. You look at the car and you think, what would it be like for me to drive that? You don't care about the driver's life, even though he thinks that you're looking at him. Don't fall for the trap. And the last point is new levels, new devils. What got you to where you are right now is going to kill you moving forward. And there are 3 things that you need to build to go to the next level. You need to build new beliefs. So what do I need to believe in order to command $1 million a year? What do I need to believe about myself? Number 2, what skills do I need to develop above and beyond my current skill set to get my business to 1 mil a year, or whatever the number is? And what strategy or process or order do I need to take action in order to get my business to $1 million a year? And in order to bring all of that together, you are going to have to be comfortable getting vulnerable and asking for help. You're going to have to get vulnerable by making decisions that you don't know the outcome to and taking action. You're going to have to get outside your comfort zone. The worst place for an entrepreneur to be is in a comfort zone where they expect their life to continually get better while they sit back and do nothing. Constantly upgrade your skills, constantly upgrade your beliefs, constantly get clear on where your energy, time, and focus is going, and you will never go wrong. If you're addicted to growing your business so that you can live life on your terms and live more fully, then you're going to love all the videos in this channel. And the majority of you watching this aren't subscribed. I don't want you to miss something, because it takes one idea to transform your life. Like this, and if you love this content, make sure you check out my newsletter in the show notes.